Good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock on a Monday night. Welcome to Mental Mind Treatments. I'm going to start off with my usual little insight card from the guide box, which I pulled out a little while ago. It says this: I am a child of God, and I deserve love, prosperity, and serenity. On the back side, which I always like to read as well, my mind is a biocomputer. Garbage in, garbage out. Love, truth, and beauty in. Love, truth, and beauty out. In particular, it's important right now for me to remember that I am a child of God and deserve love, prosperity, and serenity. Because I had a phone call, probably a little bit less than an hour ago, that a person that I've known for many, many, many years, who happened also to share my birthday with me, which was kind of nice, passed away. Now, she has been not well for quite some time and had been in a home, and she would call me periodically and we would talk, as we have done for many, many years. And so I am going to do a mental mind treatment for her in a moment, but I want to welcome Marion and also Marie. I did put something up, but I don't think it's up there welcoming everybody. So I welcome everybody who's going to come in tonight. It shows that there was 3 and now there's 2. And Karen, welcome Karen. So my first mental mind treatment is going to be for my friend Barbara around her transition. And then I'll come back to our regular. I know that there is one power and one essence, and I know that that power and essence is there for all of us. And in the time as I speak my word for Barbara of her transition going back a couple of days, I know that she embraced the beautiful light that comes for her. And whoever it was, whatever persons, whatever people were there to welcome and bring her forward, that she just went easily and willingly. It feels such an easy transition because she was ready. Her time had come to an end in this reality, in this element. And now I feel the celebration of being set free, to be able to not only see people that have gone on before her, but to really understand how much more there is in life and how much more there is to grow and to be. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in knowing that the acceptance of what is and the balancing and the faith that is there for her, that all the years that we have communicated and spoken and the learning that she has had, that we've had together, etc., will aid her as she grows more on that other side. So as often people talk about and refer to is on the opposite, the other side of the curtain, other side of the awareness. I give thanks in knowing her transition is done and is complete, and that there is peace of mind, peace of heart, and the lovingness that is there for all of us is totally, totally welcomed and brought forward. And for that, I am incredibly grateful and say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is as I release. And I send blessings to her always, as I've done throughout many years. Okay, so now Karen, my dear. Karen would like a treatment for having fresher thinking. Yeah, sometimes we think the same old things over and over and over again. So you've got 1, 6, and 8, right? I think that you're ready to welcome new thinking, new thoughts, and leave the confusion and the put downs and the awarenesses behind, and to allow balance, a tremendous balance about where you want. It's funny, I had a thought today. I did a consultation for someone today, and I said, I think you're an optimistic thinker. And why I say that is because in being an optimistic thinker, sometimes you don't look at the reality elements of what is or what isn't. So what I see here with the number 6 is that the idea is when you have confusing thoughts or old thoughts, in other words, it's like becoming fresh and new and starting a new day. But not only that, starting a new life. And you get a container and you put all those old thoughts that don't believe, thoughts that put you down, thoughts that tell you don't do it right, or whatever those little negative thoughts are. You don't want those anymore. You want to put them in a container, send them off to the sun to be converted to clear light loving energy. In the meantime, let's go with us, Karen. And as always, I want to thank you for being here. I know within the beautiful power of all there is that I speak my word for Karen. And as I speak my word for Karen, it's as though I see a beautiful sunrise saying there's a new day. And knowing that everything is possible, there is a letting go of the past, because the past was created by what other people said, what other people projected, what other people created and you thought was true. So now today, it's like the letting go of that and embracing that newness and recognizing that you are able to utilize what you know in a holistic way of freshness, because I love that word for you. It's like coming up into newness of being, of allowing. And in that newness of being and allowing, all things begin to flow in such delightfulness and such awareness and such beingness. And for that, I totally give thanks. I totally give thanks as I release this thought, knowing that for Karen, that lovingness of self comes first. The acceptance of self comes first, because no matter what, you are loved. But now it's time for you to freshen up the lovingness of self and celebrate your life and celebrate the delights that your mind and your emotions create in harmony with the outside world. I give thanks in this knowingness, and I give thanks in knowing that there is so much love and light. And so it is. Amen. So thank you, Karen, and thank you for saying thanks and bang on again. I appreciate that. In the meantime, Maggie G, thank you. And I'll come back and just want Jerry, I want to say thank you. CJ, I want to say thank you all for being here. So going back to the list that's here. Maggie G. And again, I appreciate you coming because that's always helpful for me. Yeah, my numbers are still hanging around 5, 12, and 17. Sometimes it takes us a little while to understand and know. So what we want is where this leads. Number 5 is the knowledge. Now, sometimes we have a lot of knowledge, but the acceptance of the depth of our knowledge can sometimes be miscrewed. Is that the word? I don't know, like skewed. It becomes skewed a little bit. The realization of how much power we have, but the balance of our life is that our growth, no matter where we are, is still the most important. And that's what I see here is the acceptance of your beingness, your awareness, your growth. Your sharing of your knowledge is there, but there's still within that balance is also recognizing that your growth, your progress, your understanding can still change, even when you think you figured it out. It can still alter and change. And that's one of the delights of growth, actually. So in knowing that, as I move into the treatment for Maggie G, I know there is one power and one essence. And I know that growth comes in many, many different ways. It comes in a way sometimes of like book knowledge or experience knowledge or just pure intuitional knowledge. And often nobody knows where this comes from. Most of my concepts have come from the sky, really. I know from the sky it's people telling me them, but teaching me them or whatever. I know that in this moment, it's like a step. There is a bigger, larger picture happening for you, Maggie G. And it's about just embracing it, flowing with it, and knowing that it's real. And in the realness, there is love and understanding in a whole different way that brings about delight, is all I can say. And so I give thanks and knowing for you that this is a new phase, a new step, a new awareness, and it will bring much happiness and delight to you. And I give thanks for that knowingness as you go forward, knowing that it's all good and all true. And I just release this thought with gratitude and love by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, Jerry. It just says, have a blessed summer evening. Yes, well, actually, we had a storm kind of coming in, but it's a little cooler tonight, which is kind of nice. But at the same point, it's still summer and it's still being pleasant. And so thank you very much. I'm such a realist. I do. Oh, I obviously didn't turn my phone off. Oh, well, it's way over there and I'm not leaving to go check it. It'll tinkle away here for a little bit. CJ, I just want to read what you said here, dear. I would love a treatment for continuing to open my spiritual abilities, please. And the number is our 11, 33, and 44. Yes, those are your same old numbers. I continue to see these from the last reading. Thank you. Well, we must remember that what you've got here is that it's doubling. All of these are doubled numbers, like 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 4. So let's look at them separately as 1, 3, and 4. 1 says to me, everything is possible for you. You've got all the tools that you require to go do what you want. And 3 is your creativity and connection to the love force. But 4 says, do I really know? Do I have the experience to do that? And like all that self-doubt, and often procrastinates with it. So I think is that you have the answers. You have everything that you want to move through, but you block yourself, if I may say so. And so we will treat regarding being all that you can be, okay? I know that through the one power and the one essence, as I speak my word for CJ, that all is open. And again, I'm showing this time the sea, quiet and still, but forever endlessly out there. And that everything is available and everything is aware. And the love that you have manifesting is to take away any concern, any guilt, any regret, any put downs that say, I don't know if I have the ability to do what I think I want to do. You would not have the inspiration to do what you want to do if you didn't have it. You would not have all that knowingness of what you want to create if you didn't have the ability to do it. The ocean, as I see it, is like still. I live by the ocean a lot, and I've seen it like that when it's like glass, so still. And it's like the depths of the essence within you knows. You know. So therefore, use that knowing, use that delight, use that understanding, and let go of any uncertainty and criticism. And those little thoughts that get in your head that say, who am I? You're you. You're CJ, able to go ahead and move and do the things that you create and want to create and do. So please just know that. And as I release this thought out onto that beautiful ocean, with love, with gratitude for you, CJ, and the knowing that the higher power is with you every moment and giving you inspiration and delight. And it's like sometimes we just have to go into the water and swim, and then we begin to learn, and then we begin to understand, and then we grow. And in the growingness, in our humanness, we still grow into the understanding, as this card says, I am a child of God and I deserve love, prosperity, and serenity. Because that beautiful ocean that I see here for you brings serenity. And I release this whole element out into the ethers, knowing that it is true for you, that it is. It just needs to move into and accept and be at one with it. And so I just say, and so it is. Amen. And thank you. Okay, I just got to catch up with my little bit here. CJ's there. John, hello. It says, blessings, Norma, once again, inspiring. Well, thank you so much. And I always appreciate your comments, as you know, because I thank you every time that I see them when they come through when YouTube send them on to me. I really appreciate that. Tremendous. And also Jerry says, thank you for being you, Ms. Norma, and your passion for your viewers and you being so real and kind. Do my best. People who know me really well know that sometimes I can tell you the secret today. I was so mad at PayPal. If I could have gone through my computer and strangled whoever was supposed to be answering my questions and didn't, I don't think you would think me very spiritual at the moment. I was very angry. I still am, because I haven't got a resolution with them at all. That and Tom, the two of them together. And then also I've got another little thing. It's so funny how when you get angry, I used to think it was terrible to be angry. But when I learned that righteous anger is appropriate, because if you're not angry, you're stuffing it. I was very frustrated. It's actually frustration more than anything. I was just frustrated because, and you all will be, being spiritual doesn't mean that you don't feel and you don't react. In fact, it means you are very aware of those feelings and how you react. And so tomorrow is another day. So guess what? I'll be back on the computer seeing if I can get an answer again. But they don't seem to like to really give you answers. But I've had this before. So I'll think of that beautiful, tranquil sea from CJ and go, yep, I've got that too. I've got the tranquil sea, but I also have frustration with certain people who just seem to not care about what they do. They do these weird things and then they won't own up. They won't accept responsibility as part of it. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, where am I here? That's for Jerry. She was saying I was real and kind. Wasn't being kind with PayPal, I'll tell you. And Mega G says, thank you. Hugs and much love. That's all so appreciated. I appreciate it. So CJ, in answer to this, says, I certainly do block myself. Thank you so much, Norma. It's amazing you mentioned water. I have been meditating while swimming in the lake. I know it's not what you meant. I have been trying to. Well, yeah, it's the symbolism. Before we had rising sun, this shows that you've got that sanctity, that sincerity right there. And CJ also says she connects with her guides while swimming. Yeah, so sometimes we get the information, we got to be able to activate it. Otherwise, the information gets lost in our brain power rather than anything else. Okay, I'm going to go to my weekly things. I have did my tribute to Barbara and her transition. Now, I've got one here from Margaret, who actually ended up doing a little bit of communication. And And so I've sort of also talked to her about this, but I said I would definitely do a mental mind treatment for her tonight. She had given me 3 numbers, 5, 12, and 17. And why I like mentioning these numbers, because some people at home, they think, oh, what's my 3 numbers? Or when I'm saying a treatment, it resonates with them. It's not always just the person that I treat for. 5 means there's more knowledge needed, but 12 is acceptance of what is, and 17 is very similar what we had down here for Maggie G, actually. It's actually the same, but very different because it's different people. It's a different way a little bit. It's like, use your knowledge by accepting who you truly are. Knowledge is a strange thing, I have to say. There's many kinds we have, and we can use it in many, many different situations. And I just feel here when I'm going to do my treatment for Margaret in a minute, that the awareness of our knowledge is acceptance. There may be other things to learn, but when we embody that knowledge, then other things can come in. So if we question it or uncertain about it or not really sure, what ends up happening, we don't utilize it as much, and we get kind of stuck in there sometimes. So I'm going to give my treatment for Margaret. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know I can speak my word into that power, and I can speak my word for Margaret. As I speak my word for Margaret, I open doors, and in opening up the doors of all the knowledge that is held within. And as the knowledge held within, I'm able to accept the knowledge base that I have, so that I can balance that knowledge that I have into my life with ease and with grace, that I can create for myself what I need and how I want that to look and to be. I am freed from the feeling that I don't know enough. Doesn't matter about how much you know or don't know. It matters what you do with what you do know, so it can grow. It's like planting a plant in the ground, and it's little. And if you water it, guess what? It grows. And in its growth, its beauty shows. And as the beauty shows, things flow much easier, and it brings more delight, more awareness, more growth. I give thanks in knowing that by accepting of what I know already will blossom into more. And in the blossoming into more, it will become even more and more beautiful, great, and wonderful. And in knowing that, I release this with love, with understanding, with delight of growth. And so I say with joy, and so it is. Amen. Okay. I'm also going to do a mental mind treatment for Jessica. A friend of mine had asked to do this, so I am doing this. At the time we did that, the numbers that came were 4, 11, and 16. 4 is when we really get a little stuck, and 11 is committing to our journey. But when we have fear of nothing working or nothing is going to really make a difference, we end up being stuck. And so what needs to happen is that inner strength, our personal power. So in this treatment, as I speak my word for Jessica, I know that the letting go of fear of what you don't want to have happen and replacing it with the knowingness that there is a loving force that supports you, loves you, cares for you, that gives you strength so that your personal power can grow and you can become at one with all there is. There is love, there is light, there is joy, there is the essence of everything. And for this, I give thanks. I give thanks in knowing that the strength is there, is the application of it. It is the deciding, the commitment to be all that you can be. And I give thanks by saying, and so it is, as I release this thought back into the universe, knowing the love works. And so it is. Amen. I just have one more to say. Boy, yeah, we're right about time. It usually goes for about half an hour these days, I find. Okay, this is for John. As I speak my word, I haven't got Marian's in here. I'll do that. I'll do that at the end. I know there is one power and one essence. And I know that when it comes to John, as we're dealing with grief, when we're dealing with an uncertainty, that to have our own strength come through, our own knowledge, our own awareness, but most of all, to have acceptance and not give way to confusion and self-destruction. I know, as I speak my word for John, that he is aware of the strength that he can touch into to support him through these coming months. I also know that his knowledge base of what is appropriate for him and what isn't is also very, very clear. Therefore, I strengthen the knowingness of self so that it moves forward. And in the movement of forwardness, it gives love and light and knowingness. I give thanks in the knowingness that the power of love is always there if we allow it in. I give thanks in knowing that love is eternal and always. I give thanks in knowing that no matter who you are or where you are, by accepting that you are loved by a higher power, whatever you call it, it is helpful in giving you the strength to move forward because you have faith, you have trust, and you have the lovingness to support you. And so I release this thought, knowing for John that the energy around him will strengthen him, will bring him forward in the knowingness that all is well. And for this knowingness, I truly say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, last but not least, Marian. I don't have 3 numbers, but I know roughly where we want to go. I know that the one power and the one essence is there for everyone, and that we can put our requests for what we want within our lives. And it's the letting go and not basically saying this way, that way, or the other way. It is knowing that it will occur and it will be. So the magic that is required, the magic which is expected, the magic to be able to create a heart's desire will be fulfilled. How it will be fulfilled, we cannot imagine, but we can know, we can trust, we can allow it to fulfill itself. It is like clearing the decks and saying, okay, let's see what comes. It's like being and watching miracles occur. It's like being aware that magic can be created out of nothing. True love magic. And it is the allowing of this love magic that is important. It is the allowing of the heart's desire to manifest through the knowingness of the great power, because it is beyond us to even consider how that works. This is a time of miracles. And in the miracle, it is the letting go of saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the miracle that is desired. Thank you for bringing and manifesting this into reality when there was no visible way that we could freely figure out how. It is like standing and watching beauty just transform in front of our eyes, but be in reality, and allowing the reality to show itself. It is heart-stopping and heartwarming when these things occur. And so I give thanks with gratitude of the manifestation of the miracle. I give thanks in gratitude that we celebrate this miracle. I give thanks and gratitude that the unexplained is occurring and allowing miracles of a heart's desire to manifest with ease and with grace. And so I release this thought, not only with gratitude, but love in my heart by saying, and so it is. Amen. As I release and let go. You know, I want to say thank you for those that keep showing up and asking me to do treatments for you, because it helps me. So it is a time period where I get to totally be at one with the great power and the great essence. And often I am, because when I'm doing transformation work, I'm in there, and without that love, I would not be able to. But this inspires me. And that's one reason that I decided to do this, because I used to have a meditation group that met, and it inspired me every week. But, COVID came along and the lockdowns came along, and a lot of things changed in my life in that nearly 3 years, that I had to change a lot of things. And when I finally decided to do this, I am so grateful to each one of you who consistently comes back or consistently emails me saying, thank you, you inspired this or brought this or whatever. Same thing is happening a little bit with my other shows, not so much the Wednesday one, but Sunday Thought. Sunday Thought, I get comments on quite often. And that's what it was. I like the deeper messages on Wednesday. That's where I started out. And I know that really what I want to say to you is thank you. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for becoming subscribers. Thank you for everything. And mostly, I'll see you next week. In the meantime, I'll be back on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, and then on Sunday morning at, what time? 9. Yeah, Wednesday and Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm live. Okay. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the week. Bless you all.